This leaves Travis Kelce speechless and startles Taylor Swift. The air had a sharp bite to it. It was a cold Nashville evening. As the last preparations were being made for the Harmony for Hope Gala, one of the most anticipated charity events of the year, the city was a hive of activity. This gala was more remarkable than the others since Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would be going together, despite the fact that celebrities from all around the nation had come to support different causes. Rumors have been circulating about their connection for weeks. Everyone was aware of their relationship, but after a few public appearances, the rumors of something more had become stronger, and they were now inseparable. The two have been seen together at sporting events, on red carpets, and in private moments. However, they were going to make a memorable entry at the gala tonight. With her platinum blonde hair flowing naturally and her eyes glimmering with a mixture of excitement and anticipation, Taylor came in a shimmering, deep red gown that glinted in the venue's gentle lighting. She knew Travis wouldn't believe her when she revealed the bombshell she was yearning to tell him. Ever the showman, Travis strode in wearing a slick black tuxedo, his massive physique slicing through the gathering like a natural force. When he saw Taylor on the other side of the room, a grin spread over his face. The world appeared to slow down as their eyes locked. His heart skipped a beat as he saw her stand there, her outfit gleaming in the chandelier light. Travis approached her and said, "Hey, beautiful," in a silky, low voice. He smiled teasingly and extended his arm. With a quiet chuckle, Taylor took his arm and they walked to the event center. The throng was vibrating with anticipation upon their entrance, and the room exploded in cheers. Even though they were well known, the couple exuded warmth and sincere love that put everyone in their vicinity at rest. Taylor could hardly control the excitement that was building within of her as they spoke with the visitors. She was aware that tonight, after keeping it a secret for weeks, she would finally reveal something that would leave Travis stunned. As speeches and performances took place throughout the evening, Taylor's thoughts continued to rush. Knowing that the ideal time was drawing near, she could feel the energy rising. At last, the moment arrived. The great finale started when the lights went out, which was nearly midnight. Taylor rose, tapping her glass to draw everyone's attention, and a silence descended over the audience. Tonight is not just about celebrating the amazing work we're all doing for charity, but it's also about celebrating the amazing people who make our lives better every single day, she said, breaking the silence in the room. Yes, the crowd murmured in accord. Travis stepped next to her, his interest piqued. He was aware that Taylor was about to do something significant, but he had no clue what it was. With mischievous gleams in her eyes, Taylor turned to face him. "Travis, you know how much I've always believed in surprises, right?" She smiled playfully at him and inquired. Travis arched an eyebrow in laughter. "Now, Swifty, you have me on edge. What's happening?" She winked at him and moved out of his way. "Well, I've got something to share with all of you, something that no one else here knows about yet." The tension in the room was evident, and there was no sound at all. The audience waited for whatever Taylor had in store to happen. She flicked her wrist, bringing the room's displays to life. A montage of scenes from Taylor and Travis's relationship over the last several months started to play. Snippets of them dancing during one of her performances, having quiet moments backstage, and laughing together at football games. Travis and Taylor were seen holding hands and gazing out toward the horizon as the video came to a close. However, the screen flashed one final time, and a fresh clip arrived just as the film looked to be coming to an end. This time, it was Travis standing by himself, staring out across a field with his back to the camera. Abruptly, his voice filled the room. "Taylor," the clip started, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you, something that's been on my heart for a while now." Taylor turned to face Travis and blinked, her eyes wide with disbelief, but the camera cut off before she could say anything. "I've never been the kind to publicly display myself in this way, but I'll do it now. You've altered my life in ways I never would have imagined, Taylor Swift. You've taught me the meaning of unconditional love, total trust, and faith in a power greater than ourselves." Taylor's mouth fell open in amazement as the audience gasped. This was not what she anticipated. "I don't know where this will go or what the future holds, but I do know that I want you in it forever," the clip concluded. "And with that, I've got one more thing to show you." Travis flicked his fingers, and the camera panned to show a little wooden box in his grasp. When he opened it, a ring, an engagement ring, was visible, gleaming brightly in the illumination. In amazement, Taylor's hand shot to her lips. She turned back to face Travis, who was now standing next to her with the box in his hands, and her eyes began to well up with tears. He said, "Taylor, I love you," in a shaky voice. "Will you marry me?" There was a brief period of quiet. Taylor was at a loss for words. She couldn't speak at all. Her thoughts were racing to grasp the enormity of the situation. Time seemed to have stopped around them. The whole room held their breath, anticipating her answer. Then, as if a floodgate had opened, emotion surged through Taylor's heart. "Yes," she said in a scarcely discernible whisper. "Yes, Travis. Absolutely. 1,000 times over." As the audience cheered. Taylor's only thought was of Travis, who was standing there with his heart on his sleeve and giving her the most unexpected and lovely surprise of her life. Travis kept his gaze fixed on her as he put the ring onto her finger. "You made me the happiest man on earth, Taylor," remarked the man. "I love you more than anything." With tears running down her cheeks, Taylor embraced him tightly and murmured, "I love you too, more than you'll ever know." For Taylor and Travis, the outer world vanished as the audience cheered on. In that enchanted moment they would never forget, it was just the two of them, surrounded by laughter and love. Everyone in the room would concur, as the evening drew to a close, that they had just seen the most memorable event in Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's lives, one that would permanently alter their future. Nothing could have prepared them for this, not even shock, astonishment, or love. However, in other ways, it was the ideal start to their forever. Travis Kelce is completely unable to talk and startles Taylor Swift with this. Nashville was experiencing a cool autumn day. The sun cast a warm golden light over the city as the golden leaves rustled in the air. In her own studio, Taylor Swift was wrapping off a recording session. There was a noticeable feeling of excitement in the air despite the calm surroundings. She couldn't help but feel inspired, something she hadn't felt in a long time, as her mind raced with ideas for her upcoming album. But she kept thinking about the same thing. One person, Travis Kelce. Taylor had been enamored with the Kansas City Chiefs tight end's personality, sense of humor, and unquestionable appeal ever since they started dating a few months ago. From lighthearted banter and a bond based on their common love of music, their friendship had developed in the most surprising manner. However, it went beyond that. Travis had a certain quality that made her feel unique, valued, and most importantly, noticed. Taylor's phone buzzed on the table in front of her as she sat there, idly tapping her fingers on the piano keys. She looked at the computer and grinned as she saw Travis's name appear. "Hey, lovely. Are you free this evening?" The passage was read. A beat skipped across her heart. When was the last time Taylor had been this excited about a text message? Even though they hadn't realized it yet, tonight seemed different from the many times they'd spent together. It was almost as if a significant event was about to happen. "I'm always free for you, handsome," she replied swiftly, grinning as she sent the message. Travis's reaction arrived a short while later. She found it intriguing despite its briefness. "I'm going to give you a surprise. I'll come get you at 7 o'clock. Be prepared." Her thoughts started racing right away. Something unexpected for her. She couldn't remember the last time someone had made the effort to organize a memorable event for her. Yes, she was honored with lavish parties, but this seemed different. It was intimate. Taylor was anxiously examining herself in the mirror later that night. She had opted for a laid-back but sophisticated ensemble, which included a flowing black dress, a denim jacket, her trademark red lipstick, and a basic gold necklace. She didn't want to go overboard, but she still wanted to seem effortlessly stylish. She valued Travis more than anything else because he had a way of letting her be herself. There was a tap on the door at precisely 7 p.m. When Taylor opened it and saw Travis standing there, looking just as beautiful as he did on the football field, her heart skipped a beat. His famous KC Chiefs helmet was positioned jauntily atop his head, and he was wearing dark slacks and a fitting gray sweatshirt for a more laid-back look. But she was taken aback by more than simply his looks. He was staring at her with a kind but passionate stare that was warm and full of adoration. He gave her a bouquet of wildflowers and said, "Hey there," with a kind smile. "These are for you." Taylor's throat tightened with breath. Flowers. Not from someone who made her feel so appreciated for who she really was. She wasn't accustomed to getting flowers like this. She muttered, "They're beautiful," in an emotionally charged voice. "Thank you. You deserve it," was his straightforward response. "Now, are you ready for your surprise?" Her interest piqued, and she nodded. As he brought her outside to his vehicle, a gorgeous black SUV parked just outside her building, Travis held her hand. Taylor wondered where they were going as they drove through the downtown streets. Travis had merely hinted that she would adore it, but he had been evasive. They finally reached their destination, a classy eatery tucked away on a quiet street in the center of Nashville that she had never been to before. It was the kind of establishment where its reputation spoke for itself without the need for gaudy signage or ads. Travis escorted her inside, and a hostess called out to them as soon as they entered. Taylor, rather taken aback, raised an eyebrow. How do they know him here? Taylor saw a strange light coming from the room as they made their way to their private booth. The air was filled with the lovely sound of a piano playing a beautiful song, and the walls were adorned with elaborate paintings. She got the impression that she had entered a beautiful and intimate world.